So this is just a sanding disc on an angle grinder, and I'm going to use this to sand off the little bumps on the sides. That way I can fit it into the milling vise without any difficulty. So this is what it looks like with the sprues cut off, and then of course I shined up the sides there. So the next thing to do is mill out and clean up the interior. So what I'm going to do is mill out the R's and the A's, and then clean up this inside line on this one. So after milling the letters out and doing the cleanup on the nameplate, I put them in the sand blast box. This is a little bead blast cabinet that sand blasts the aluminum, and what that does is takes off all the oxidization and cleans up the casting. I have to do this before I do the powder coat, otherwise the powder coat won't stick to it. So this is basically what my little bead blast cabinet looks like. You really can't see anything in there, so this is just a quick overview of what I did. So this is what the plates look like after sand blasting and cleanup. The sand blasting removes all the film and oxidization, which will allow the powder coat to bond to the aluminum. Shit. I guess we now know it's flammable. So this is the end result of the powder coat with the blue. I have to say I'm not too impressed with it, because if you look on it, it's filled with bubbles. I don't know why it did that. Lots and lots of bubbles all over it. You know, the front, it's got the same bubbly problem, you know, but it's not as noticeable on the front. Anyways, I'm going to sand this one real quick. We're going to sand the letters, we're going to sand the outside edges, and then we'll be done. They're just going to have a bubbly nameplate. So let me clean up the blue one, and then we'll try the red one. Okay, this is the finished product for the blue trailer sign. That turned out okay. Not bad for making it out of aluminum cans and junk aluminum, so there you go. This is the red. Turned out pretty good. Less bubbles than the blue, so it was encouraging, but there are still some bubbles in it. Anyways, I'm going to sand this up just like the blue one, and then we'll be done. So the last thing I'm doing on these name plaques is spraying them with a lacquer. Of course, we don't need to lacquer the paint, but we're lacquering the raw aluminum so that it won't oxidize and form like a little white powder on it. So this is the final product. I've got 3 nameplates that we did. One red, one blue, and one black. The black one I did off camera. And what's unique about that one is I didn't use the powder coating machine to powder coat that one. What I did was the WD-40 method, where you spray it down with WD-40 and then you sprinkle on the powder coat. And when you did that, the powder coat was much thicker. I just scooped it on with a spoon and sprinkled it over. And so it has a texture that's almost like a drywall texture. And I thought that texture was really the best out of all of them because it covered up the imperfections. The blue texture, or the blue powder coat, I thought was kind of the poorest because it has a lot of bubbles in it. And you can see the bubbles real clear on the back. Those are all bubbles. But they're getting bubbles for Christmas. The front's not so bad. Kind of disappointed in the way the R, A, and the last R came out. They didn't come out as crisp as the other nameplates. But good enough for government work. That's what I used to say at work. And then the one that did pretty well was the red one. No bubbles on that one. So I don't know if it was just the paint quality or the temperature or who knows what. But anyways, there they are. Homemade nameplates made from aluminum cans. Merry Christmas.